Sue Hinkin, welcome to the Rocky Mountain Writer Podcast.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on to promote the upcoming virtual con from Rocky Mountain Mystery Writers of America, a local chapter based in Denver, but serving the Rocky Mountain region, of course. We want to talk about that and get the word out about this day-long program. But very quickly, just want to check in with you and see what's new with you and writing and how are things going?
Well, my sixth and final book in the Vega and Middleton series. They're kind of a Cagney and Lacey, kind of a Rizzoli and Isles duo, photographer and a journalist. So the sixth book is finished. It's called The Snake Handler's Wife. It's in the hands of my publisher as of the first of the year, like 2 to 3 days ago. I'm really excited about it. I think it's pretty good. Endings are tough. Ending a book is tough, and ending a series was very challenging. So that was really kind of a new one for me. Wrapping up the six book
Right,
series.
right. Wow. And did you, without giving anything away, is it sadness? Is it something else?
It's life, it's there are good
Yeah.
things, there are bad things, there are things that don't get tied up, there are things that do in a good way. I'm a pretty positive person despite some background cynicism. Um, but I think it turns out in a positive way, but realistic way. So I'm happy with it, at least at this point. I'll get my notes back from Susie Brooks, and maybe I won't be as happy with it, but um, it feels good. Felt good.
Good, good. And you've already got something
And
else?
that's it. And I'm working on a couple other things. But just in the kind of the generative stage of those other things too. I have a book at Crooked Lane, but Crooked Lane decided to pull their Hollywood-oriented books. So Marjorie McCone's third book was pulled, and mine was pulled, and so again, that's the industry. Everything's in the air. Might see the light of day, might not. We'll see.
Right, right. Yeah, it's a busy world out there. You never know what's happening with trends or decisions, and
Yeah.
so much is out of your control. All you can do is write the best book you can, right?
Right. And I think one of the most incredible things is my Rocky Mountain Fiction Writers critique group. Man, they're incredible. And if you're not in a critique group, check one out, because it's the difference between success and not success for a lot of people, including myself.
Yeah.
Good group. Smart, wonderful, and supportive.
Care to mention a couple of the names of the folks involved in your group?
Well, Kevin Wolf's been involved, CJ Zupor's been involved, Mindy McIntyre, Tom Farrell, Dallas, Jones, just a whole group of wonderful people over the years.
Yep. Fantastic. Excellent. Well,
Yeah.
let's chat about this Rocky Mountain Mystery Writers of America for the second year in a row. Is this one the second year?
Yeah, this is number two.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the second one. And it really came about because February weather is just so sucky, and nobody wanted to drive, and it was cold, and there's always a snowstorm. So we decided we'd do something virtual for February's. And also it could bring in all the folks from all the other Rocky Mountain states into some nice programming. So that's how it started. And we're in number two, and it's February 8th and on Zoom. And it's free, which is wonderful and really high quality, I think.
Yeah. And
Starting with at 10 o'clock,
well, let's get to the program
Mark
here.
Stevens.
Let's get to the program here in just one quick second. So it's free, and you've really made it available nationally. This is for anybody who's interested. It's not necessarily
Yes.
it's general writing. It's not necessarily focused on mystery writing, even though it's there's a workshop in there that might be only for mystery writers, perhaps, but you can be of any kind of ilk.
Yeah.
There's no application, there's no cost, you just sign up.
Yeah, you don't have to be a member of
Right,
Rocky Mountain or any Mystery Writer of America, um,
right,
or Sisters in Crime or any of the mystery groups. We have a lot of people I know signing up that I'm aware of that are, some of them are journalists and, other
right,
types of backgrounds. So, yeah, something for everybody, I think.
right. And it'll go day long, but you can come in and out. Is that right?
Yeah, we have a 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock session that goes till noon. Then we're off for an hour for people to go and do what they're going to do their laundry, have lunch, whatever it is. And then in the afternoon, we have a 1 o'clock and then 2 to 3 o'clock, and then we're done. So it's
Mm.
basically 4 hours of programming.
Right. Nice, nice. Great. Okay, let's run down the program.
Okay, well, first kicking off is Mark Stevens. We're thrilled to have Mark, you know, get things started for us, get the ball rolling. His title is The Power of Now. And the thing that I think is fabulous is that he really deals with the core of character motivation. And that's something we all struggle with. I don't know if you want to say anything more about that, Mark,
Sure.
about that workshop.
Yeah, I've given this workshop a couple of times. And it really just, I think it really tries to get at the humanity of the moment for any fictional character. One of the things that really draws me into a book is when I feel like these are really human decisions and human activities that are happening on the page. And I think the workshop is designed to help us occasionally stop and embody that human dimension of really day to day, week to week, month to month, and even life choices, and how those choices we make
Yeah.
inform what we do and how we go about our lives. Forgetting about the story for a minute and what's happening with your plot, just who are we as people and who are your characters as individuals, and how did they come about their natural flow of how they go about their lives. Because if we can sync up with them as people, we will then be more attuned to what they're going to do when they make big choices in your story. So that's the overview.
It's fantastic. I mean, that is an issue that every person who writes, not even who writes fiction, but that's what you're dealing with, is trying to find that essence of who that person is and why they make the decisions that they do and how they deal with the aftermath. So it'll be a wonderful way to start the con, the mini
So
con. And there'll be plenty of time to ask questions of Mark, and
good.
we know how to reach him. If you have
Mhm.
burning issues that don't get tied up.
Yep. Yeah.
So then at 11 o'clock, we have Bella Wright, who is the founder and owner of bestthrillers.com. And they do this is a marketing piece, and they do a terrific marketing survey of authors, thriller authors, mystery authors, and publishers every year. And to try to stay really current. I mean, we know how fast that kind of marketing world changes and evolves and devolves and whatever else it does, but they try to keep up on what's happening now, what's happening, what the trends are, and what's being successful, what seems to be fading away. So it's good stuff to know, no matter whether you're working in fiction or not. And then I think the next one, the 1 o'clock session, is more pertinent to folks who write any kind of crime fiction, mystery, thriller, etc. But I think it's pretty fascinating for anybody. We're all kind of interested in forensics and what happens, latest in forensic science, and how criminals can be identified. His latest workshop that he did was 10 things writers miss in forensics. So that'll be very interesting. So D.P. Lyle, he's a doctor. He's Amazon #1 best-selling McCavity and Benjamin Franklin Silver Award-winning Edgar, Seamus, Agatha. he's a really good writer of
Yeah.
mystery thriller type work. Yeah. And then add the doctor piece of it, and his forensic information is fantastic. So he is at 1 o'clock, 1 to 2, and EP Lyle, and then Ann Hillerman is going to be talking from 2 to 3. She's going to be interviewed by Margaret Mizushima, best-selling author of a wonderful series, and
Timber
Margaret's
Creek.
just got her 10th book ready to rock and roll, which is fantastic. And she's going to be talking with Anne about her life as a writer. But, Anne's experience is in some ways very unique. Her father was really a rock star, Tony Hillerman of the mystery world. And I think it took a lot of courage to try to follow in his footsteps. And she's done it, and she's done it well. And she's going to be leaving us not with just her story, but some really, I think, motivating tips as what all of us face as writers in terms of being persistent, dealing with an industry that is thankless. It's an industry. It's all about the numbers, and how we need to be able to deal with that, because it's tough. So that's pretty much the day. And I think there's something for everybody, and I'm really excited about kicking it off. Again, it's on Saturday, February 8th on Zoom. You need to register so we can send you the link. And www.rmmwa, Rocky Mountain Mystery Writers of America.org, excuse me.
Or,
And
yep.
yeah, so
Yep.
it's just an easy 2-second registration, and you're in.
Right. The form's right there on the homepage. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah. Very cool. And it's, a little bit of logistics behind the scenes to make this all happen. And especially with Margaret now up in the Pacific Northwest. And I assume Anne,
Right.
she's based in New Mexico, but, just pulling
Yep.
in all the folks. So, but it took some effort on Rocky Mountain Mystery Writers of America part to organize the Zoom logistics. But with last year's experience, it sounds like that went pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. I think we learn each time we get out there and try something new. But yeah, our Matthew, our tech guy, has
Yep.
done an incredible job. And because we have people coming in, like Mark mentioned earlier, from all around the country, and I think we have somebody from Australia and from Israel so far. So we'll see how that all goes.
Well, Sue, thanks for the quick rundown.
My pleasure.
Yeah, we'll get the word out, and we'll include the links here on the podcast, both YouTube and on the audio metadata. We'll put that all out there. And thanks for putting the program together and organizing it and making it available for $0. That's the best price there is.
Great. Thanks for having me, and we'll look forward, everybody, to seeing you on the 8th on Saturday.